Scandal and Sociability is an advanced English unit intended for students who are coming towards the end of their major. It's a unit that explores British 18th century literature through two key concepts, scandal and sociability. Now, in the unit, you'll discover lots about those concepts, but essentially they refer to different ways of understanding the relation between the individual and the collective, be it the nation, the neighbourhood, or even the family. So the unit explores 18th century British novels, periodicals, poetry, and dramatic writing, essentially writings in all forms. By focusing on these different forms in a particular time and place, we're able to chart the development of different kinds of difference between public and private, male and female, the novel and other genres, just to name a few. And these are the kinds of differences that have come to shape so much of how we think about the world today. We read highlights of the 18th century novels, such as Samuel Richardson's Pamela, as well as important works by women writers like Della Riviere Manley and Sarah Scott. By holding these works in conversation across the unit, it's possible to see, in part, where the modern novel comes from, but more importantly, how so many of our contemporary concerns have roots in the long 18th century. There are a few reasons to take this unit. The first is that it affords an opportunity to trace the development of a textual form, the novel, at a point when it was really in its infancy. Second, this unit allows students to engage with serious questions relating to the 18th century. Our central texts raise really vital questions about the role of gender in society, understandings of consent, and the 18th century history of colonisation and slavery. And finally, in this unit, we don't just analyse forms of intellectual sociability, but we actually model it in our seminars. Those seminars are interactive, and they're really led by students' concerns and questions. So the guiding questions of the course are as follows. First, what can we learn from reading 18th century texts? And then second, why does character come to be so vital to understandings of the novel as an aesthetic form? And what can that centrality tell us about developing concepts of personhood? So one of the things I love about teaching this unit is that students often come into it not knowing much about the 18th century. It's a period that's not much studied in high schools, for instance. And the texts that we work with can often feel strange and unfamiliar as a result. It's a genuine delight to watch students grapple with that strangeness, to rise to the challenges of studying this period, and develop real insight into how these texts work and what they can teach us in the 21st century.